In this example, I'm going to show you how to edit a recording. First, I'm going to import one. I'm going to follow our procedures for doing that. Conversion is done. I'm going to do a map here. And if you'll zoom in on it and look at it, see these dotted lines here? When you have dots like that, that means you're probably running on plane. And I'm going to go ahead and create the map. I have some deep water here, looks like a hump or a ridge there, and deep water here, and then it gets to red. So most likely I was on plane when I did this. Now, if I save this as a map, it's going to show this incorrectly because that's going to show that to be a shallow area, and that's not going to be correct. So AutoChart has the facilities to make an edit of this, and I'll show you how to do that now. I cleared my screen by clicking New. Now I'm going to open this file in edit mode. So I'll click on File, Open and Edit. Now I'll click on this 191. That's one we've been working on. It created a new screen for us. Now the X that appears originally is the end point of my recording. So I started my recording here, did this, followed along this path, and then I got on plane right here. So what I want to do is I want to erase these points, and there are several ways you can do it. The first way is the quickest. I'm going to double click on this one, and so I mark this spot, and so anything to the north of that is newer. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at my options that I can move backwards, delete all older data, delete all more recent data. Well, that's what this would be because I went on plane. So I'm going to click on that. And what that did was that got rid of all those dots from when I went on plane. So now I'm going to close out of this and I'm going to say save the changes. And so it's done that. Now I'm going to create my map. Oops, first I've got to say map here. Then create my map. The area that was red earlier is now gone, and so I have cleaned up my map. Here's an example that we want to eliminate the dots in the middle of a recording. I got on plane and got off and did some more recording here. So let's do that. That is recording 154, so I'm going to do new, and then I'm going to do File. Let's see, Open Edit, 154. Okay, that brought that screen up. Now, what I'm going to do is eliminate the area with the red dots. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click right there. And I'm going to go to the icon that says Delete Range. So I'm going to click on that. Then I'm going to come down here to my first green one. I'm going to double click on that. Now it's asking me if it's okay to delete. I'll click yes, or I'll click OK. They're gone. So now I can close that, save that. Now I can open that. The red dots are gone. If we want to delete individual points, we can do that. Let's say, for instance, I want to delete right through here. And if you'll remember, our recording started here and came all the way down to here, and that's where it ended. Well, the delete button, if I double click that, it's going to delete that point. And you'll notice it's going backwards. So I can continue to click that, and that's going to delete those. If I wanted to come up to this point and start deleting, I can do that. Now I can use this button to move me along the path or go backwards. But I have to hit the trash can to delete the points individually. So that's how you delete point by point. Here's a recap on editing. If you'll remember, the recording starts at this point and it ends at this point. So What I want to do, if I want to get rid of the newer information, I have a button. If I want to get rid of the older information, there's a different button. So I want to get rid of all of the older information from this line down to here, just for an example. So I will double click there and click delete all older data. This line should disappear now. And I want to delete newer information from this point on. So I'll double click here and say delete all more recent data. And that all disappeared. Now, if I want to, I can delete this point by point, but I want to go from the newer to the older, because if you'll remember, it deletes backwards. So I'm going to double click right there, delete, delete, delete. That can be pretty tedious. Take a lot of time doing it that way. The quicker way would be to go click on that point and click my range and come up to here, and that's gone. So that's a quick recap lesson on your editing, and I want to make a final point. When you do the editing and you save it, it updates the ACD file, but the .dat file, in other words, the recording that you made on the lake, is unchanged. So you can come back in, recreate the file again, in other words, import and create a new ACD file, and these edits will be gone. So you might want to keep that in the back of your mind, that if you do want to get rid of it, you can do it very easily and then recreate your ACD file, then do new editing if you want to. But caution, if you do a lot of work in the editing, you don't want to erase that accidentally.